person doesn't have to get? How many more of your children have to take their own lives? How many of your children got to hurt somebody else, got to get locked up? How many of you got to tell that story to your friends? Well, at least he ain't going to prison. Like that means something to somebody. How many of the lower the bars that you can tell a story about your own child or your cousin and his kids that'll make you feel like at least they're doing something? In a time of the information age, we have children who can't even text in complete sentences. They were not born that way. There's a tremendous lie that's taking shape that we've accepted as a community, that it's the parents' fault. Not true. We are paid to be educated. We are the ones who are supposed to teach your children to do certain things. My sons play the piano, not because I know how to play the piano, or really, here's the secret, you can give a damn about the piano. I got this uppity, flamboyant piano teacher. He's always sitting there telling me, you know, Mr. Barry, you need a new piano. You know, Mr. Ron, I'm not buying them. It's not really that much money. Mr. Ron, why don't you just teach my son to play the piano before you get thrown out of here? But if Mr. Ronald, in all his self, ever decided that he was going to tell me that my children were better pianists, if I was a better piano player, I would fire Mr. Ronald. I would fire Mr. Ronald so fast and so completely that he would forget he had worked for me. Or want to. But that's what we're telling parents all the time. We're saying to them, well, you know, if you could do that geometry with your child, right, if I could, I wouldn't be paying you to do it. We know that good teachers are really what makes the school go round. It's what makes it. Some of y'all are here today. Most of you are here today for one reason or another, but most of you are here because there was some teacher who could see in you something that only they could see. Who told you you were going to college, but nobody in your family had ever gone to college, even dreamt of it. How many of you had to come home from college and explain to your family that, yeah, I'm still in school? Like it's a bad thing. You still go to school? What is you trying to be? Or the favorite insult. Well, she book smart, but she ain't. Somebody got the same kid that I do. But family make you feel bad about going to school. They make you feel like something's wrong with it because honestly they feel bad themselves. Who could really blame them? Because they weren't done wrong by the system. They really were. They really were. I speak at churches sometimes and I watch as the pastor will get up there and he'll say something about opening the chapter to this and that, knowing that most of the people sitting there can't even read what he's saying. Not right, folks. Not right. You are business owners in many cases. Most of you work for businesses, entrepreneurs and the like, family businesses, corporations. We don't come back to you if you do us wrong. We tell everybody about you. And in some cases, we set out to shut you down. But for some reason, we allow raggedy schools to exist. These people are not on your side. There's a difference between the teachers' union and then the teachers. And I need to make that distinction. Because the teachers' union needs to make sure that they keep their membership swelling. You got 90,000 in this state. $10 a month coming up out of their salaries, whether they want to or not, because it's the law. They're using that money to make sure that they can have the summers off. Not a shred of evidence that says that the children need the summers off. Listen, I know I'm in Birmingham, but ain't that many of y'all working in the fields these days? Especially not dressed like this. So you know, like I know, that that system is fair. You know that. As as you sit and try and find something for your children to do over the summer that isn't going to get them either pregnant or hurt or both, as you try to find something within your means that's going to be meaningful, that you can feel good about, there's a school that's just sitting there. When you try to find somebody to pick up your 5-year-old because your 5-year-old's getting home at 2:05 because that's what time the teacher said the full day is, even though the research says more school is better than less, you have one group to blame, and it's not parents. It is the teachers. It is their organization that represents them, because on the day that they get sick and tired of this, then they will change it. When was the last time you ever heard the teachers threaten to strike so that they can have a longer school year, because that's what the research says that they need? Or, if you don't get rid of these horrible teachers in here, we're going to quit. Just the opposite. They'll protect them. They'll protect them before they protect the children. They'll protect them for longer than they will the children. And I am here to tell you, I can't do anything other than be honest with you. I can hit you with a rousing speech like my man Cory Book up in Newark. Make you feel all good and flowery. I do my best Barack impression. Make you feel like everybody's on the same team. But I'm here to tell you, I'm Steve Perry, I don't do that. What I do is tonight, at 3 a.m. I'll be back at school. 3 a.m. I'll be back at school. And I'll be there with real children who only want one thing, and that's to be loved. If you've ever worked with children, a lot of y'all do a lot of volunteer work, and you know that if you ever work with children, when a child loves you, man, you can't get them away from you. Miss such and such, Miss such and such, I just want to talk to you about one more thing. You gotta get off my leg, boy. They will follow you everywhere. And if they really love you, they'll call you mom and dad and uncle and auntie. See, children are different than grown people. They can love through the foolishness and they can understand, but they also have a capacity to see the truth. Yeah, man, every teacher I provide, and I fire teachers for real. Don't get it twisted. I kind of see myself as a job coach. Some of y'all job coaches, I'm a job coach too. I pull them in, we sit down, have a little conversation. One man, I told him, I said, look, Chief, you are a Spanish teacher. That's what I hired you to do. And I know you speak Spanish because I've heard you speak Spanish. Matter of fact, you better speak English. And you're a good dude. Like if I had a sister your age, I would let you pick her. Dude, I'm paying you to teach Spanish, not just to speak it. You are not a performer. I need somebody else. You're the only dude in the class that speaks Spanish at this point. Now I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little uncomfortable with that. And so, when you have your next job, brother, you don't want to lie to them anymore. Teaching is not for you, I told him. I said, listen, partner, I don't think you can teach a fish to swim. Or a dog to bark. But you're a good dude. And there's got to be somewhere in making business for good dudes that speak Spanish. See, when you understand, like I understand that part of my responsibility is to fire people out is because, not because I have no issue with him, because he really is a good dude. I like him. I don't know how much he likes me, but I like him. I can't like him if he's doing my kids well. You understand that then it gets personal. He wants to fight. He says something, I'm going to call my youth. Wow. That's kind of like trying to drown a shark. It's just a bad idea. But you could do it. When a child comes to me and tells me who the bad teachers are in the building, I know that it's not just my kids, it's kids in all of these schools telling them. Every single child knows who the best teachers are and the worst teachers are. And it's not just the ones who give a lot of homework or don't give a lot of homework. That's not what the kids do. Come on, the kids are more sophisticated than that. They really are. The kids know the teachers who love them. And when you love them, sometimes you look, now I tell you, I love my kids, I don't always like them. Sometimes we're going to get some shirt. Just a little shiver. Just one quick. But my profession says I can't do that. Because it is one thing that you understand, that children understand what needs to be done in the classroom. Even the kids get it. So how is it possible for a teacher to teach next to another teacher who they know is not teaching? You can't call yourself a good teacher if you have a bad teacher next to you. You can't call yourself a defender of children if you're defending the people who are stopping children from learning. There are a lot of people who are teachers and they're good. Evil. But teaching is an art. Many of you know people who are good teachers, whether or not they are teachers, but people who work at your own corporations. And they're the person that you call when you want to know how to do something. I don't believe you can be taught to be a teacher. I believe that you are born a teacher. I believe that it's a calling. You ask a reverend or somebody who you tend to believe in, when they decided this, they didn't. It was decided for them, they just accepted it. When you are a teacher, and some of you are still making this decision because you don't know what you want to be when you grow up just yet. But real talk, some of y'all are thinking to yourself, I've always thought myself a teacher. And you might be. You might be.